Hello, Charlottetown residents. Let's talk about invasive species. Invasive species are plants, insects, or animals that are not native to a region, but are introduced and cause many problems. Once established, invasive species spread fast, crowding out and often killing important native species, reducing biodiversity. Invasive species also create serious economic problems, such as property damage, reduced agricultural yields, and high costs to control the invasive species. In Charlottetown, there are several invasive plants that threaten the local environment. Let's take a closer look at one of these plants, known as Japanese knotweed. Japanese knotweed is a brutally invasive plant with strong roots that can damage pavement and underground pipes. The plant grows and spreads rapidly, with roots reaching up to 3 meters deep and 7 meters wide. Japanese knotweed grows exceptionally tall, which makes it attractive to some landowners for use as a hedge. However, the negative impacts of this plant far outweigh the benefits. It should not be planted anywhere in Charlottetown. What does Japanese knotweed look like? The stem looks a bit like bamboo. It's hollow with obvious joints along the stem. The leaves are oval or heart-shaped with pointed tips. Controlling Japanese knotweed can take years of dedication, but your hard work is worth it. There are a few ways to control it, and each method has its pros and cons. Tarping is one option. First, cut all the knotweed plants to the ground level and make sure to collect all parts of the plant. Knotweed spreads primarily through its roots and is able to grow again from even a small piece of root left in the ground. Dispose of all plant waste in a garbage bag labeled invasive plants. After you've cut down the plants, place a dark tarp that isn't easily punctured over the area. You can cover the tarp with a thick layer of soil to weigh it down, and you can plant grass on top. New plant shoots may appear near the tarp edges, so keep an eye on the area and remove them as soon as they pop up. After several years, the plants will have used their stored energy and will not grow again. Some sites are very large, aren't full sun, have slopes, or just aren't good sites to tarp. Another option is to cut the plant at ground level and dispose of it as mentioned. After this work is done, keep the area mowed regularly so the plant doesn't have a chance to keep growing. This will keep the plants managed, but will require a monthly cutting during the growing season, for at least 5 years in a row. Chemical control is another option. While this option has some negative consequences on the surrounding environment, it is an effective control measure for Japanese knotweed if done properly and responsibly. It is best to do applications in the spring when the plants are small, and then do a couple of follow-up treatments to new growth throughout the season. Provincial and municipal regulations regarding pesticide use must be followed. Let's recap. Invasive species are harmful, and you should keep an eye out for a culprit that looks a bit like bamboo, called Japanese knotweed. If you find invasives on your property, do your part to stop the spread by keeping it under control. Reach out to the City of Charlottetown with questions on invasive species. Find us at www.charlottetown.ca.